Preseason game number 3 for the Cowboys, number 2 for the Texans. It's Dallas and Houston at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Bill Jones along with Babe Loffenberg and Darryl Moose Johnston as we just had the coin flip down at midfield. And down on the field, it's Kyle Yeomans. Hello, Kyle.
How's it going, Bill? Wanted to give you a quick update on quarterback Dak Prescott for the second straight week. He was throwing prior to the game. Now he is not available for another preseason game. Unlikely he will see time in the preseason, but he did stretch things out to about 25 yards prior to kickoff. But let's talk about the defense. We've gotten word from the front office and from the coaching staff throughout the week that almost every starter is available for the dress rehearsal tonight. Most available to go with the exception of defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence. So this is going to be the best look for this coaching staff and this defense that you'll see all preseason long.
All right, Kyle, he will be roaming the sidelines. Let's talk about Dak a little bit on countdown to kickoff prior to tonight's game. Jerry Jones said if the Cowboys were playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the regular season opener tonight, Dak would be playing, and we saw him, Babe, in pregame warm-ups about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, and he looked pretty sharp. Again, didn't extend the ball all the way down the field, but Darryl, I thought they had a little script with him. There's Kellen Moore, the Cowboys offensive coordinator. Doug Nussmeier, the Cowboys quarterback coach, had that script. It almost looked like a pro day out there.
Yeah, and let's not forget how much work he's had at the practice field, at the facility. So, and let's also not forget he didn't have any preseason work last year in preseason games and got off to an amazing start in that season. So, err on the side of caution. Make sure he's healthy for Tampa Bay.
All right, he's very active as usual on that Cowboys sideline. Garrett Gilbert getting the start at quarterback, and the Cowboys will be on offense to start this game against the Houston Texans. Nice crowd on a Saturday night, the preseason home opener, as we are a little over 2 weeks away, 19 days away from the regular season opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road.
How much fun is that going to be?
It will.
I mean, for everybody, but maybe the Cowboys.
Can't wait for
You making predictions already?
No, I'm just saying, hey, that's going on the road against the defending Super Bowl champion, who is well documented, has been well documented. They return all 22 starters.
And actually, not only the starters, but some of the key guys that are coming in behind that. It's amazing what Jason Light, the GM down there, and that group has been able to do to keep that whole team together.
Yeah. And actually, all you have to do, I don't care if they lost 21 starters. Is Tom Brady still playing? Yeah, he is. Okay, it's going to be tough.
As for this team, of course, Mike McCarthy in his second year as the head coach of the Cowboys has liked what he has seen so far in the preseason. This is a big night, though, Babe, for a number of players, especially, how about for the starting quarterback tonight, Garrett Gilbert?
Absolutely. I thought he took a step backward last week against Arizona. Thought he played well against Pittsburgh, and he needs to have himself a game tonight to let them know he can be their backup.
And the kickoff from Kaimi Fairbairn goes through the end zone, and Garrett Gilbert takes over this Cowboys offense. In the preseason, 16 out of 29 for 184 yards. It'll be interesting to see what he can do against a Texans defense that had a lot of turnover here in the offseason. And there are some players up front for the Cowboys, including Tyron Smith at left tackle, Zach Martin at right guard, getting their first action here of the preseason from the 25-yard line. Garrett Gilbert. Tony Pollard gets about 3. Cowboys starters on offense tonight. As Jerry Jones said prior to the game, everybody but Zeke and Dak getting the start. As far as healthy guys, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins up front, and Amari Cooper at wide receiver for the Cowboys. The lineup's brought to you by Miller Lite. C.D. Lamb and Michael Gallup out wide. Blake Jarwin at tight end. 2nd and 7 from the 28. And stumbling, falling on his backside. Still gets the football away to Michael Gallup.
Well, they had issues with the snap last week in Arizona. Darryl, this time I think he just gets stepped on, Garrett Gilbert. Let's watch his foot. Sure does. Yep,
Zach Martin.
Zach Martin. If you look at the right guard here, Zach Martin, that left foot. As a quarterback, you kind of got to get your feet out of there. How about that? It's not the way you want to start your second play of the game, Bill Jones.
3rd and 7 after the incomplete pass. 3 receivers to the right side for Gilbert here. And the fight for the loose football
And that clock's got to go off for Garrett Gilbert there. He shuffled. You know, they're not going to hold him out forever.
No, and there's a lot of green grass in front of him, green turf here at AT&T. But, you know, that situation, I know you want to extend it down the field trying to get a throw there, but he may have had enough room in front of him. Let's take a look and see what it looks like from this angle here.
Does not bode well for Garrett Gilbert. There you see, shuffle.
He's got a little bit,
shuffle. Okay, it's not going to go on forever.
And it was Jacob Martin coming in with the strip sack, and Charles Aminahu out of Rowlett High School in the University of Texas, who came up with the recovery for Houston, and the Cowboys into the field at the 23-yard line.
And to me, it's one of those things, babe. I think it's a lost art. Is everybody on the team, especially people in critical positions, knowing how to recover a fumble? Lyle Collins right there has an opportunity to make a big play by recovering that football, and just doesn't do it. Doesn't have the technique to get down there and get that covered.
How much do you need to practice that? Everybody thinks, oh,
I think you do. Absolutely. Yeah. No, you need to practice that.
Hopefully you don't have to practice it a lot because you're not fumbling a lot, but no. There is an art to it, like everything else.
From the 23-yard line in Dallas into the field, Tyrod Taylor at quarterback for the Texans, trying the right side. Anthony Brown defending. And Micah Parsons, the rookie out of Penn State, first-round draft pick, heading up that Cowboys defense. Is 25 snaps so far in the first 2 games for the Cowboys. Hall of Fame game, got 11 snaps, and then a little more last week at Arizona. Both losses for the Cowboys, who come in at 0-2. The Texans, meanwhile, won at Lambeau Field in Green Bay last week, 27-6. Second down from the 23. Brandon Cooks in motion. And Mark Ingram down inside the 20-yard line to the 19, a pickup of 4. Miller Lite Cowboys starters on defense. Randy Gregory on one side. Dorrance Armstrong had a big week last week. A lot of eyes on 75 Osa Odigizua after the Gallimore injury, and the linebackers Parsons, Smith, and Van Der Esch. And in the secondary, Diggs and Brown starting at the corners. We will see a lot of Kelvin Joseph and Deshaun Wright as well.
And it's this man right here, number 92, Dorrance Armstrong. 2 sacks last week. Lined up at the top of your screen. They're ready to rush the passer.
Keanu Neal was coming on a blitz. He was picked up, and the pass is complete near the first down sticks to Brandon Cooks.
Here comes Keanu Neal on the blitz, picked up by the left guard. Find that little soft spot right there. When you're bringing that pressure, just a quick turnaround.
It'll set up a 4th and 1 for the Texans at the 14-yard line. Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, in his starting for his 4th team in the last 5 years. And there's Mark Ingram right up the middle. Has the first down.
And that's the new NFL, Darryl. 4th and 1, we go shotgun.
It's been creeping in for a long time here, babe.
I mean, that would have got you out of a job. I mean, 4th and 1 was 48, leads 22 into the hole, load left, right?
David Culley.
Get there quick.
Culley in his first year as the head coach of the Texans after 43 years as an assistant coach at both the college and professional level. Ingram finds a hole, running room inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, interesting there pre-snap. You wonder if Dallas's defense was lined up correctly. Look out here. There's a big void out to the right. If you look out, I mean, that's a triple team coming down. It's easy to get to that linebacker level. So did they have something with a misalignment there in their front? Because it didn't look like the linebacker level had that covered.
So 2nd and 2 from the 4. Powering his way for the first down inside the 2-yard line. It's Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay's an interesting guy out of Colorado, undrafted, then becomes a Pro Bowler with the Denver Broncos. And because my son went to CU and was at Boulder, I watched a lot of the Colorado games, and I tried to tell Jason Garrett, I'm telling you, this Philip Lindsay kid, now he ain't big, he ain't a lot of things, but you want him on your team. You're going to find some things for him to do, and the Denver Broncos did exactly that.
Cowboys call a timeout.
There's Mike McCarthy hustling all the way down inside the 5.
Their first. It's a 30-second timeout.
We'll be back after this word from WinStar. See what the Cowboys can do to try to stop the Texans here. Unfortunately for Cowboys fans, they remember this movie from the early days of last year. A turnover deep in their own end of the field in the favorable field position, and Mark Ingram down towards the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown for the Texans.
Mark Ingram is 31 years old, DJ. He said, hey, I'm not supposed to be playing that preseason game.
Well, the big thing about Mark Ingram, this is exactly his wheelhouse here, you know, down and close. This is going to be the physical part of the running game. You talked about Philip Lindsay a little bit. This is the counterpart to that with Mark Ingram. You see the nice cut right there, some penetration up the field by Leighton Vander Esch, but able to get behind that and get in for the touchdown.
Pharaoh Brown with the block on Randy Gregory.
They're holding him up here. They're going to take a look at this. Was his knee down before the ball crossed the plane? So Brad Rogers, our referee, is standing out there in the field saying, hey, wait a minute, guys, we're checking in the booth. What do we see? I haven't seen anything that says it's not a touchdown.
And the call on the field was touchdown.
Yeah. I don't see anything to overturn it. Daryl?
Well, I think you're exactly right. What they're looking at was that knee down before he broke the plane, but
here we go. They said, let's kick it.
So Mark Ingram finds the end zone, and now the point after. And Kayimi Fairbairn right down the middle. Just like that, the Texans have the early 7-0 lead on Garrett Gilbert and the Cowboys, taking advantage of the strip sack.
All right, let's go back to that fumble by Garrett Gilbert. It's Amari Cooper here. It's got the in route. As we take a look at it, you play along at home. Does he have a chance to get rid of this football before the sack comes? He's trying to let him clear. You throw that ball into that zone over the top of that linebacker, DJ, and I think that was your play.
Yeah, I think he's trying to let him clear number 41, Zach Cunningham, and that was actually the guy. I thought he might have had an opportunity to scramble and maybe get enough yards for the first down, but number 41, Zach Cunningham, kind of took away both options from him.
So second kickoff of the game for the Texans, and from the 1-yard line. Dixon out to the 20, and that's where the Cowboys will take over on offense. Now is a good time to order a Papa John's pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Is there ever a bad time?
I don't think there is.
I don't think so either.
This would be a good time for Garrett Gilbert to get things going for this Cowboys
that last one
offense.
did not help him. Now, we talked about it, DJ. Could he have gotten the end? Maybe. Could he have scrambled up? Maybe. The one thing you can't do is give up the football.
And that's that. You mentioned it, you know, at the top, Abe. You know, this is a big night for Garrett Gilbert. You know, there's a lot of eyes on him with all those guys out there for the first time this preseason.
Play fake, looking left, fires left. Flag in the secondary. C.D. Lamb on the receiving end.
Here's what I tell Garrett Gilbert, too. Hey, you got Tyron Smith out there for a few. You got Amari Cooper for a few. You got Zach Martin. Better take advantage of it.
Yeah. Defense, number 39. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
So a pickup of 13 yards.
And Gilbert. I think this is an opportunity right here. You know, you get that first down, you know, to get into a rhythm. I think that's what Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore want to see from Garrett Gilbert, is getting into a rhythm and being efficient with this offense.
In motion goes Lamb. Tony Pollard nowhere to go. A loss of yardage on the play, and that's Malik Collins, the former Cowboy, picked up just a few weeks ago by the Houston Texans. Of course, most recently with the Las Vegas Raiders last year.
Yeah, one of several guys in this defensive front that gets penetration. You see Tony Pollard has to make the cut there. You've got pressure from the linebacker level and then some good support from the backside.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 as Cooper will head to the left side of the formation. Dalton Schultz to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 9.
You know, Lovie Smith is the defensive coordinator for the Houston Texans now. Of course, he was in Tampa, the Tampa 2, the whole thing. He comes out, he's playing Tampa 2 right now, DJ.
Some things never get old.
You know, and he was at the University of Illinois as the head coach for the last 5 years, so the Cowboys didn't want to sit there and look at Illinois tape all week. So they're kind of playing along with whatever comes up. But I want to say, hey, you know what? He's doing the same thing he did when you left him.
3rd down and 3. Out of the backfield, Pollard has the first down up near midfield.
And those last 2 throws are, you know, that's what Garrett Gilbert has to do tonight. Quick decisions. When it's there, take it. You got Dalton Schultz, who gives you an opportunity for a 3rd and manageable, and then Tony Pollard's in the flat. Take him right away.
I remember Archie Manning. I said, Archie, what do you tell the guys at the Manning Passing Academy? What's the number one thing? He said, they hit the guy with the football. So get it out of your head, right?
Completions are good.
Bore me with completions.
It's worked pretty well for the Mannings.
Yes, it has.
Over the middle, C.D. Lamb, the intended target.
Hometown fans want some pass interference to see if he got there a little bit early coming over the back. I don't think so. It looks like he does a really nice job with his body control of kind of getting around and making the play on the ball.
Yeah, I didn't see enough there to call it, to be quite honest. I think it was a good no call.
Bradley Roby, the defender. Pollard working the left side, not much there. Maybe a yard, maybe got 2 yards to the midfield.
Not exactly opening a lot of holes there, Darryl, for the running game.
No, and that's when this offense is functioning at its best. You take a shot down the field on 1st down, you know, a more preferable time to take those shots, knowing that you can come back with the run game, some screen off of that on 2nd down and 10 and get something positive to get you in a 3rd manageable, but not right here at 3rd and 8.
Maybe they need a fullback, Darryl.
They took him out after 1st down. I saw Nick out there.
Nick Ralston was there on 1st down.
Had a nice blitz pickup.
Pollard, but maybe a yard. And it's 4th down from the 49.
Mike McCarthy's been going for it all preseason. I don't know if you want to go for a 4th and 9. Of course, the punters hate it, Darryl. They get no work.
Well, I mean, he's still hearing about the 4th and 11 from Thanksgiving. So I think that's one of the things that Mike has to show the fan base right here. And with that turnover to a touchdown on the opening series, let's get the defense out here with some favorable field position and see if we can flip it.
That didn't give them much of a chance, though, there, that 3rd and 8. I don't know if they were trying to get it to a 4th and manageable.
Former Texan Brian Anger, the punter for the Cowboys, and a fair catch called for, taken at the 10-yard line, and that's where the Texans will take over when we come back. Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn and defensive tackle Carlos Watkins are not participating in tonight's game. Both men left the stadium earlier today out of an abundance of caution under the guidelines of the NFL's COVID-related protocols. Quinn and Watkins will be reevaluated by the Cowboys medical staff tomorrow. To date, the vaccination rate for the Dallas player roster is 93%, while 100% of the team's football staff is fully vaccinated. You see the coaching resume of Dan Quinn. Again, Quinn and Carlos Watkins not participating in tonight's game. Both men leaving the stadium earlier out of an abundance of caution under the guidelines of the COVID-related protocols in the league. Tyrod Taylor and the Texans on offense leading 7-0 here from the 11-yard line. And a pickup of 5. Anthony Brown defending on Brandon Cooks.
How about the year Tyrod Taylor had last year? He's the starter in week 1. They beat Cincinnati, started for the Los Angeles Chargers. He had cracked his ribs. Week 2, he was starting again, took a pain-killing injection before the game, and they punctured a lung. Justin Herbert steps in that week and obviously never gives up the job again, starts the next 15 and is the rookie of the year.
And that's why Tyrod's in Houston.
Yeah. How about that, though? Talk about bad luck.
Philip Lindsay to the 19, a pickup of 3. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Where do your donations to the Salvation Army go? Wherever hope is the only thing left. Donate today. The Salvation Army doing the most good.
Now, and this was the first game this preseason. Of course, they had Pittsburgh and Arizona, where the Cowboys defense didn't take the ball away on the opponent's first possession. Cowboys were the ones that coughed it up on their first possession. Houston took it in for the touchdown.
3rd and a long 2 for Tyrod Taylor. Through Chris Conley's hands on the right side.
Had an opportunity to visit with Dan Quinn, who is not here tonight, but you can see Micah Parsons walked up right there on the center. He calls him one of the best blitzers. You're going to be able to do a lot of different things. You saw him there kind of come in, engage the center. That's something you look at. How much do we occupy that center? How much do we impact that slide out to protection? Can they get somebody now coming off the edge using Micah Parsons as a distraction?
Cameron Johnston punting for the Texans, and C.D. Lamb is deep. And he is fair catching the football around the 25-yard line. And that's where the Cowboys will take over on offense when we come back to AT&T Stadium after a 57-yard punt by Johnston. I do like the way Dak worked in 7-Eleven on that first one. I've seen posters of him in 7-Eleven, an endorsement deal. 25-yard line. Cooper Rush is in there at quarterback for the Cowboys, and a huge opening for Tony Pollard.
Nice pace by Tony Pollard right here. Watch him not attack the line aggressively. He lets all the blocking happen, and then he explodes through the hole, almost splits the secondary, getting to that second level.
You talk about a missed assignment for Houston. Somebody's responsible for that gap there, and that's what I love too, Daryl, when you say, hey, our guy, boy, he's really good. He made all those guys miss. If you're watching the defense and that's your team, you say, hey, our defense is terrible.
Who was out of position on that?
Vernon Hargraves, number 26, shaken up for the Texans, coming off, limping off. Cooper Rush in there at quarterback after Gilbert worked the first 2 series of this game. It was a 16-yard pickup by Pollard, 1st down, and going deep. The flag goes down as Cooper is the intended receiver.
Oh, see if they don't pick this up. I didn't think that was a very good call there. The defender, the corner, is in front of Amari Cooper here.
Well, watch the path, though. Does he?
Well, there's the arm bar.
Yeah. That's interference. Okay. Defense, number 24. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
Yes. See it again, it's the arm bar. It's that right arm that comes out. But the unfortunate thing there, DJ, if you're Traymon Smith, who committed the penalty, he didn't need to do that. He's got coverage. He's in front of Amari
in a good
Cooper.
position,
Yep.
yeah.
But you throw that arm out there, and they'll get you every time.
26-yard penalty. Cowboys in business at the Texans' 33-yard line. And around Cooper.
The 40-yard line got him right there, DJ. It's just, he's going to go to the sideline and say, I'm really, honestly, more athletic than that, guys. Pulling out all the stops. Cooper Rush to Amari Cooper right there. Look at that. I love that. The guy can tiptoe on the sideline, and Amari's looking at it himself saying, oh, that's fun.
Loss of 4. In the middle of the field to the tight end. Down the seam to Blake Jarwin inside the 15-yard line.
Well, great job of pass protection here. Watch Zach Martin here at right guard too, as we good throw down the seam, and that's exactly where you want it. You want it to slow up the guy. And then watch Zach Martin just drop his weight there. Number 70 at right guard. He is so good at that.
Rolling right is Rush. Michael Gallup inside the 10.
By the way, Daryl, there's a big difference between dropping your weight and dropping some weight. Dropping some weight is when you need to lose the pounds, but He just if you go back, he's sinking, just keeps himself between the quarterback and the rusher. The whole thing is, and he talked about it in camp, you get off balance. The whole key is, can you get back to balance? And he certainly can. He's a Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, and possible Hall of Famer down the road.
2nd and 6 from the 8. Pollard into the end zone. Tony Pollard has a touchdown for the Cowboys.
Yeah, this is a really nice job by Tony Pollard, because it's difficult when you're the screen guy, but you have a blitz coming, to be able to balance that, to be able to slow down that blitzer enough, but not get off balance or out of position for your quarterback to be able to find you on the screen. You see right there the little chip, and then he's back into the flow, and just a nice job having a nose for the end zone on that.
Somersaults.
Yeah, Stephen Jones said pregame when they talked about Ezekiel not being in there that, hey, we got Tony Pollard, he's a heck of a running back.
And he shows it there in the pass game. This game is tied at 7.
Let's take a look at that screen pass, a touchdown here by Tony Pollard. That's Zach Martin here. He's going to come over and kick out. Now, there's a new rule in the NFL this year. Neither the offensive player or the defensive player outside that tackle box can block low. So in the past, Darryl, those corners would come up, and you see Tyler Biadasz, they'd come up submarine, take the legs out of the offensive lineman, and then come make the play. But that's off the books now. Yeah, and it was so funny at our seminar for Fox a couple of weeks ago to listen to Mark Schlereth and Charles Woodson both complain about the rule. It doesn't favor either side. And I think it's going to be interesting with the bubble screens that have become such a big part of the offense when it's wide receiver versus DB. That was always a cut block. And the interesting thing about that, and why they changed the rule, knee injuries. They're trying to keep knee injuries down. Knee injuries were way up in the NFL last year, and they're trying to change that.
And let's go down to the sideline. Kyle Yeomans.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. You reported it a couple moments ago. No Dan Quinn, no Carlos Watkins. So who's calling the plays on defense? Well, it's secondary coach and passing game coordinator Joe Witt Jr. calling it from the booth. Remember, he was a candidate for the defensive coordinator job this past summer. He was the passing game coordinator with Dan Quinn in Atlanta, and then he was also with Mike McCarthy in Green Bay from 2008 to 2018. So lots of familiarity from his point.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Joe Witt Jr. calling the plays on defense as Dan Quinn left the stadium early. Cowboys getting on the board with the scoring drive of 75 yards. Tony Pollard finds the end zone. 75 yards in 5 plays, 8 yards to Pollard as Cooper Rush was 3 for 3 for 37 yards, and factor in that 26-yard pass interference penalty as well. Second and 6. Ingram getting a lot of work here in the first half.
And that'll benefit Dallas, in my opinion. That's one of the things that everybody wanted to see tonight was that interior defensive tackle, the rotation. Unfortunately, Carlos Watkins also out now, along with Dan Quinn, so he's going to miss his opportunity tonight. But what is the depth behind Neville Gallimore? How is that going to look with the rotation through the year? So with this style of play for Houston tonight, they'll get a lot of good film to look at with that defensive line.
And Carlos Watkins, of course, played for Houston last year, so you know he wanted to play in this football game.
3rd and 5. Taylor flushed out. Parsons after him. Goes incomplete on the sideline, and it's Jaron Kearse defending.
And I think this is something you're going to see throughout the season for Dallas is Micah Parsons lined up all across this front. You can see right there, standing up right over top the center. That's how much confidence they have in his ability to rush the passer inside against big offensive linemen.
Got to double team him. He still almost got to Tyrod Taylor.
You have to know where number 11 is lining up on defense. Punt inside the 15-yard line. Johnny Dixon gets it back out to the 21. Cameron Johnston with the 56-yard punt and the 7-yard return by Dixon. Time to recognize tonight's Bank of America offensive featured player of the game. Tonight's player is the center, number 63, Tyler Biadasz, the 4th-round draft pick last year out of Wisconsin. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys traded up with Philadelphia last year to get him. Remember, they traded up with Philadelphia to go after Sean Lee a number of years ago. So both of those worked out pretty well for him.
Rico Dowdle gets 4 to the 25-yard line.
And surprised that he was available in the 4th round, babe. So nice job by the Cowboys, you know, moving up a little bit right there with a guy who was dropping down in the draft. And have you found in the mid rounds, you know, another Travis Frederick type guy who could be just a guy that's in there at the center position for the next 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, he's got a little nastiness to him in a good way. You hate to talk, hey, this guy's nasty. Oh, what's wrong? No, that's good.
It's a good nasty.
Good thing.
Especially in an offensive lineman. You want nasty. Remington Trophy winner as well at Wisconsin. Cooper Rush in trouble and dropped. Sacked at the 21-yard line, and that's Charles Omenihu, the Texas Longhorn.
Well, I always say it's easy to play quarterback from 200 feet in the air, and I'm up here, Darryl, and I don't see a single guy open. They're locked in man coverage here. Houston is, and he's got nowhere to go with the football. Now, does the smart thing here, okay, everybody's covered. You just dig up, try to minimize the loss of yardage on the sack, which he did.
And also know what your matchups are right there. They had Jeremy Sprinkle out there, the tight end, blocking a defensive end in the pass rush, and he didn't really have any help. And his tackle inside had turned down to the interior.
Under pressure, all incomplete to Dowdle coming out of the backfield, and it'll be punt time again for the Cowboys.
So when we were sitting up here pregame, you shared that Bill Walsh said every time you drop back to throw the pass, there's a potential for a disaster to happen.
One play away from disaster.
Yeah. Now right there, that was very close. Trying to force something that's not there, and the deflection, I mean, that was so close to having the opportunity for a pick 6 for Houston.
I'll never forget it. Basically first day I'm at Stanford with Bill Walsh. He says at quarterback position, you're one play away from disaster. I want to say, hey, wait till I get into some of these classes with these really smart people. That could be disastrous.
Brian Anger's punt, handled by Desmond King.
Look at this.
Breaking some tackles and has some running room. And Anger is over there to help make the tackle. Tonight's Skycam is brought to you by WinStar Casino. There it is, WinStar, bringing you the Skycam tonight. Breaking out all the stops of the preseason.
This will be a great opportunity to use that Skycam so we can see what happened here on the return. You give up a little bit, you get into the middle, now you're in all those bodies, right? And you know, you just kind of pause, you hesitate for a second, and then boom, you're back outside. Make sure he's wrapped up.
And Dale, how many of these guys probably in their college careers went down and covered kicks? Because they were the stars of their teams. Not many.
And that was Kelvin Joseph, the first man down.
A little confusion going on here. They were lucky that wasn't a pass play.
Pick up of 3 yards. Mark Ingram again getting a full dose in the first quarter. Leighton Vander Esch in on the stop as we reach the end of the first quarter here. The Texans took advantage of a turnover for the Cowboys on the first possession of the game, but the Cowboys have come back to tie it up at 7-1 at AT&T Stadium. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. We're giving you looks around AT&T Stadium, the award-winning artistry around the stadium, the Southwest Monumental Staircase, a colorful sight to say the least, designed by Franz Ackerman. Art tours can be scheduled by calling 817-892-TOURS. Starting the second quarter, a 7-7 game. Texans facing a 2nd and 6.
Cowboys have Leighton Vander Esch out there. Jalen Smith as their pair of linebackers.
Davis Mills at quarterback for the Texans.
There you go. He's a Stanford guy.
Brevin Jordan, number 9, the tight end, rookie. Jordan Lewis, the slot. Pretty good competition at the slot corner position for the Cowboys and throughout the secondary as well. Maurice Kennedy's had a terrific camp.
He really has. And one thing they have, it appears this year, Daryl, is depth. I don't know if they have that impact player back there, but they got a lot of depth.
That was the big thing that got them in trouble last year too. You know, they really didn't have that, and it's hard. You know, with the salary cap situation that they have right now, with some of the big contracts they paid out, the one thing that impacts right away is your ability to create depth throughout your roster.
First down from the Cowboys 45. Philip Lindsay.
That's a nice
no place
job
to go. Bradley Anai, second-year man out of Utah.
That's just a real nice job at the point of attack. Bradley Anai standing up on that left side. You see, gets engaged right there, just kind of works with the offensive lineman, then sheds him and makes the tackle.
Really nice job. Cowboys' 5th-round pick last year out of Utah. Got his leg caught up under a little bit there, but he's back up and out there. Kind of scared me a little bit. Probably scared him more than it scared me, but thank goodness he's up and around him. Here we go.
2nd and 12. The rookie out of Stanford at quarterback, Mills. And a completion out of bounds. John Deere, the official tractor of the Dallas Cowboys.
Talk about Davis Mills here. He was the first pick of the Houston Texans, but they didn't have a pick until the 3rd round. They've been giving him up for Deshaun Watson, Laramie Tunstall, who they gave up 2 number 1s for, the left tackle. So consequently, their 3rd rounder is their first pick of the draft.
3rd and 5. And over the middle, reaching for a first down. Jalen Smith defending. Alex Erickson on the reception.
And down before he had that extension, because if the extension goes, it's going to be a first down. But you'll see he's going to get tackled right here. The knee goes down before he's able to stretch.
And it is the preseason, and it is 4th down, which means you're going for it. 4th and 1, shotgun, Daryl. Here we go.
And the handoff to Lindsay, and nothing there. Cowboys defense comes up with the stop on 4th down. Odigizua, number 75.
Well, they've got the right play call. You can see the gap right there, but it's just a real nice job coming right off the nose, cutting off that running lane, forcing him back to pursuit.
There you go. How did you spend your first expenditure on with your signing bonus? Rico Dowdle trying to get outside, but can't do so.
I like that. Build credit.
Babe, you recall your signing bonus?
I know exactly how much I got, because we were fighting over literally $500 on the last day before we were reporting for training camp. My brother was my agent, has done every contract since, both professionally, media, whatever, and I got $37,500. And it was a battle to get the last $500. I can't remember what I did with it. At that time, it's the first time I had over like $10 in my pocket, so I thought I'd just retire.
Down goes Cooper Rush. There's Ominahu again. What a night he's had. He had a fumble recovery and in on a couple of sacks now.
Hey, these guys are talking about their cars, Daryl, out in California. You just put gas in the car. That's enough.
Uses the whole signing bonus.
I had an $85 gas thing. I thought 3 people must have come in and filled their tanks while I wasn't looking. And then I got some work to do here.
Simi Fihoko at the top of your screen in motion. Screen. Dowdle. Nice run by Dowdle. Flag down on the far sideline, looked like.
Brad Rogers is our referee.
Pass interference. Offense, number 81. The 10-yard penalty from the previous spot remains third down.
Babe, that's a Stanford guy. Simi Fehoko.
He must have got there before the ball gets released. So you see him right at the top of the screen here. That's Simi Fehoko, the Cowboys' 5th rounder out of Stanford. And he's blocking a little bit early before that ball gets thrown.
And that'll be something he gets a feel for. You got to come out and, just the timing of that screen, kind of stalk block him a little bit before you engage.
Well, what do you have for 3rd and 29, Daryl?
I try that screen to the left side.
That was the first penalty against the Cowboys. How about Cedric Wilson over the middle? Back to the 27-yard line. Some of it back.
So that was 3rd and 29. I'll never forget Bill Parcells' first year as the Cowboys head coach. Cowboys go to Arizona. At that time, they were the Phoenix Cardinals, I believe, playing at Sun Devil Stadium. They had a 3rd and 50. 3rd and 50. And I think he was thinking, what did I just get myself into? Very first game as the Cowboys head coach. That was close.
Alex Erickson calls for the fair catch at the 27-yard line. So from the Cowboys 27 to the Texans 27, a flag down.
Yeah, Aaron Parker, number 18, playing the wing position. Well, no, he was the one that just kind of fanned on the blocking assignment and almost gave up a block punt. I still don't know how he missed that.
How he missed blocking it.
Yes.
Yeah. I was waiting for the double thump. Foot on the ball and the hands on the ball after the punt.
Man downfield, kicking team number 43. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot remains 4th down.
So let's back it up.
Well, at least you get an opportunity. Now, if I'm the special teams coach on Houston, I'm going to do something to the left wing to see if he's got that corrected in the last 30 seconds.
That was Azur Kamara, the penalty on him. This game brought to you by AT&T, an official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. And this, they say, is the time when you got to punt again. That's danger time as far as a potential return.
Well, Brian Anger, Cowboys punter, he needs to work, right? He's got a skinned up elbow there, trying to make that tackle on the punt return.
Yeah, Aaron Parker's not out there at the wing.
Hey, flag down.
Going to false start this one. This is going to go back 5 more. Okay.
False start. Kicking team number 38. 5-yard penalty remains 4th down.
Well, I think McCarthy should go for it here. What do you think? 4th and 30 now? You know, and Bill, you jinxed him. You said, "Oh, it's the first penalty."
There was first penalty. Now they're coming in bunches.
Yeah. Now they're just hoping to literally get the punt off. Brian Anger is going to have a tired leg by the time this series ends.
Heck of a punt.
Yep. To the 25-yard line. Nice punt. Alex Erickson on the return and run out of bounds after about a 10-yard return. And that's where the Texans will take over on offense. 59-yard punt for the former Texan Brian Anger. Micah Parsons, how about what you saw out of him tonight, Daryl?
Well, I think this is going to be fun to watch all season long because you're going to see him all throughout the front. We've already seen him walk up over center. There he is right there. You can see the respect they have. He's able to occupy both offensive linemen, free up Osa Odighizuwa on that play, and then the speed to close. He's actually almost there to get the quarterback again. So talking to Dan Quinn about him, he is really excited what he's going to be able to do this season. He says he has the temperament of a D lineman, but the athleticism of a defensive back.
It's a good combo.
Yeah, with 4.3 speed, 250 pounds. Breaking a tackle and Getting to the 37-yard line for a pickup of 3.
You know what I really like is he's over there with George Edwards. Oh, here he comes. Yeah, he talked his way back into the game, Darrell, because he was sitting there with George Edwards, who's been coaching the linebacker, saying, hey, I want to play some more. I opted out last year. I didn't play at all at Penn State. I got a lot of football in me.
Remember, the last football game he played before this month was right here at AT&T Stadium in the Cotton Bowl for Penn State against Memphis, and he was all over the field making tackles. Take a look at Parsons lining up.
There. Got into the game, and he comes in, makes a tackle right here. Gets on top of this one.
Scotty Phillips out of Ole Miss.
Cowboys have been very good in this game on pass defense. They have not allowed a completion of over 7 yards. So there's your jinx, Bill.
And that was on the first possession of the game. 3rd and 4. Davis Mills into coverage. Trayvon Diggs defending.
Boy, and they're playing 2-man here, which means he's got safety help behind him. Look at Trayvon Diggs here. He knows he's got help behind him, so he can let him get up on him. But watch him turn his head and find that football. That is outstanding. I mean, that's just really good textbook. Here's how you do it.
And you wonder what Davis Mills was thinking about right there. I mean, as you pointed out, that was outstanding coverage.
That was an SEC battle there. Alabama versus Georgia. Trayvon Diggs and Chris Conley, a veteran. And the punt down inside the 20-yard line at the 15. That's where the Cowboys will take over on offense when we come back.
18-wheeler. Guy ran out of gas. I said, hey, just strap it onto my back and I'll tow you to the gas station. I don't recommend that unless you want to go have back surgery.
From the 15-yard line, Cooper Rush with a completion to Noah Brown, a short pickup. Darrell Johnston has seen this fullback on tape, and this was a tweet from back in May. Darrell,
I got a little film clip from him, and it was really good. The big thing there, the MDM, that's most dangerous man. So one of the things that the fullback position has to do is sometimes you leave your assignment to take the guy who has the best opportunity of making the tackle. So you've got a role to play and a guy to block, but how do you adjust on the move? And Nick does a really nice job with that, and that's a learned skill.
I like that MDM. Most dangerous man, as opposed to the most interesting man in the world. Yeah. Are fullbacks interesting?
Absolutely.
Would they be a candidate for that commercial?
Without a doubt. We actually, when the original left, there had to be a fullback in line ready to take that position over.
I love it. Still,
we talk about him not just in the game of football, but in the game of life. Everybody needs a fullback. Everybody needs a fullback.
A fullback is a good wingman. There's no doubt about that.
He made a tackle last week on kick coverage.
Sure did.
Cooper Rush firing right side.
Wow.
Flag comes out, and the catch made by Noah Brown.
I think they're going to give him the catch. Yep. They're giving him the catch and the penalty, so obviously you pick up the flag so you can get the yardage, Darrell. Ball would be at the same.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. The result play is a catch and a first down.
Now this is the guy that Dallas has going to do a lot of the dirty work in the run blocking game, and you see the athleticism, the hand-to-eye concentration. That's a great job by Noah Brown. Just showing you that he's more than just a guy that can go in and dig out a guy in the run game for you. 19
yards and a first down at the 40. Dowdle trying to find some running room, gets a couple to the 42. Weight loss surgery can change your health and change your life. Go to mybariatricsolutions.com.
Cooper Rush now trying to make a bid for that backup jog. Again, I thought Garrett Gilbert took a step backward last week, and he certainly didn't help himself tonight with the fumble on third down that led to a Houston touchdown.
Rush has kind of been the forgotten man a little bit, but making some plays tonight. Tucks it, runs it, slides short of the first down.
Like to have just a little better awareness there to know where that first down marker is, and
just go ahead first.
Get yourself that first down there. You see, it just opens up. You talked about that earlier on the fumble by Garrett Gilbert, that if he just kind of stepped up and tried to dig up into the pocket a little bit, some good things happen.
All right, 3rd down and 1. Got the fullback in there, number 46, Nick Ralston, in front of Dowdle. And the give is to Ralston, trying to power his way forward. Like the Moose, like Daryl Johnston, he's got the first down.
Daryl, he ran that. It looked like he was towing that truck.
Exactly.
Look at that. The exact same position. Look at the body lean.
Transferring that position we saw towing the 18-wheeler. Watch the body lean right here.
I mean, this is it just keeps going.
Let me tell you about Nick Ralston. The last game he played here at AT&T Stadium was a high school state championship game for Argyle High School back in 2014. He had 54 carries in that game. How about Noah Brown on this drive?
I have always been a Noah Brown fan. I love what he does from the wide receiver position. He makes tough catches. He does the dirty work. A poor man's Larry Fitzgerald in that offense.
Does a good job too here, Daryl, of bending it back out to the outside because they had coverage underneath. So he just really creates a throwing lane for Cooper Rush to the outside, and it's a nice little pitch and catch.
And good, just as soon as he catches it, to get north-south right away, maximize that yardage.
On the 38-yard line, Cedric Wilson picks up about 4. Let's go down to the sideline. Kyle Yeomans has a special guest.
Yeah, very much so. I'm joined now by C.D. Lamb, second-year wide receiver out of Oklahoma. And C.D., first off, it's nice to be back in front of the home crowd. You haven't played in front of a crowd this big since you were at Oklahoma.
Yeah, and we played here, actually, so it's nice. It's nice to be back here. It's been a minute.
What's it like playing in front of a whole crowd in this stadium?
It don't get no better than playing at home, and definitely in Dallas. You can feel the love. You can feel the energy in the air.
Now you're just concluding your first full offseason in the NFL. What's been the biggest lesson that you've learned along the way?
Just to grow as a player and, do everything that I can to, benefit myself as far as getting better. I feel like there's a lot of growth in my game that I can appeal, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
There's been a lot of talk around you and a couple of those other wide receivers, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. What exactly can they do, or what you guys, all three, could do this year to be special in the NFL?
Just be more consistent with our play. Never know what's going to happen or what could hit the fan. But as far as us, we know we can hold up our end of the bargain and just go out there and execute.
Well, I appreciate you taking some time. C.D. Lamb, wide receiver.
C.D. Lamb and Rico Dowdle putting on a show here. A pickup of 10 yards, and this one down inside the 10-yard line.
Zeke Elliott loves it, Daryl.
Yeah, well, they just wash everything. Watch the offensive line from the right side. They just wash everything down. Wasn't Jeremy Sprinkle, was actually
Nick Edwards.
Nick Edwards coming all the way across.
47 instead of 87, and Dowdle doing a good job of running, getting extra yardage inside the 10-yard line. Nothing there for Hardy.
And here's where things have kind of bogged down a little bit for the Cowboys in the preseason once they get it in tight. And a big part of that, Daryl, is they just don't work a lot of red zone stuff.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. See if the Cowboys can punch it in when we get back. Ezekiel Elliott not playing tonight. He's been very active this offseason, and he says his playing weight is the same as what it was when he was a freshman at Ohio State University, down to 218 pounds. You see some of the shots of his offseason. He also loves it when Rico Dowdle does what he did on the last drive.
Was that one on the left Photoshop? Please tell me it was.
I thought it was you.
Well, 5 years ago.
Maybe. Second down inside the 10. Cooper Rush. And he'll throw it away. And in the red zone, Babe.
Yes, and I had said they haven't worked a lot on red zone, and we had to go to break. But what I was hoping to say was they haven't worked a lot of red zone in terms of game planning, and that's why teams aren't scoring in the preseason. You don't see pick plays. You don't see particular plays built for the way the opponent's defense plays. They're just running their basic plays down here, and that's why you see, hey, last week 32 teams played, only 7 scored more than 20 points. That won't happen during the regular season.
Third down. Firing to the corner of the end zone. Cedric Wilson. That red zone play worked very well.
Boy, nice pitch and catch there.
Yeah, really nice route. And the combination, you know, that was worked on that right side. And Cooper Rush, he has done a nice job. He's taking advantage of his opportunities this evening. You see right there, just drops it in over the top. You see you got 3 wide receivers there. 2 on the short route, pulls everybody up. Opens that back corner up a little bit for Cedric Wilson.
And the extra point is good.
And right here you can see it's a 3-by-1, 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left, 3 to the right. You'll see the 2 outside guys just run these little inside. It's Fehoko on the slot, and they get Cedric Wilson in behind it. Here's your key. He's going to take the play away. So you watch him. He jumps the inside slant. Now you know you got the corner in behind him. Really good read by Cooper Rush. And again, as soon as he sees that corner come in with that outside slant, he knows I've got single coverage. Just lay it out to the corner. Let Cedric Wilson find it. Really nice.
And how about that drive? Drive that started at their own 15-yard line. The Ford scoring drive, 85 yards in 13 plays, 9 yards to Cedric Wilson for the score. And on third down on that drive, the Cowboys were 3 for 3. Prior to that possession, Dallas just 1 for 5 on third down in this game.
Houston has yet to convert a third down. So the Cowboys defense not giving up big plays and not allowing third down conversions. You do those 2 things, you're going to win a lot of football games.
Liram Hairulahu, the kicker for the Cowboys, just signed a couple of days ago with the kickoff. Desmond King on the return, and he gets to the 24-yard line. Well, this game did not start the way the Cowboys wanted it to, and the way Garrett Gilbert wanted it to, but how about what you've seen out of Cooper Rush so far?
Well, he's been really good. He's taking care of the football, Darryl. He's converted third downs here on that last drive, as you just mentioned, and then Darryl, really nice ball on the touchdown pass there to Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, preseason's all about taking advantage of your opportunities, and Cooper Rush is doing that here tonight. And that drive was not with the starters. He had that same group that Garrett Gilbert had for one of his series when he was in with all the guys, but that was with the second team, and another nice drive.
Scotty Phillips running the football as here in the final 2 minutes the Texans try to get on the board. The Texas Lottery proudly supports Texas education, and veterans play the Texas Lottery today.
Houston with all 3 of their timeouts. Cowboys with 2. There's Doug Nussmeier, Cowboys quarterback coach there, telling Cooper Rush, hey, just how good he was right there.
And a give up the middle, getting the first down. Rex Burkhead out of Plano Senior High School.
Do you like Rex Burkhead,
I do.
Bill?
I do kind of like Rex Burkhead. Liked him ever since he was a Plano Wildcat.
Bill has been on Rex Burkhead, I think, since he came out of the womb. Rex Burkhead, that is, not Bill. Bill's a little older.
And to Burkhead out of the backfield, the former New England Patriot, dragged down by Micah Parsons. You know, it's interesting, the Texans, what they've done in the offseason, some of the acquisitions. Nick Caserio, their new GM, got some Patriots in here like Burkhead.
Where's Nick Caserio from?
Well, New England. That's right.
There we go. Thank you.
I thought you wanted his high school.
No.
But I can give you that too. University School outside Cleveland, the same high school Jason Garrett went to.
You got it. My question is, who has the statue at that high school? As Micah Parsons dropping off there, you see he reads the route, jumps on his man. Good job underneath there, not drawing the flag. Wanted a flag.
Very lucky he didn't draw a flag.
Again, Dallas is not allowed a third down conversion in this game. Houston's 0 for 5.
And trouble is Davis Mills. Dialing it up. Kieran Curse.
Check this out here now. Okay, we've been drawing up Micah Parsons. Watch here. He gets drilled by his own man. Mike McCarthy is looking up saying, what the heck happened there? Check this out. So Micah Parsons, he's up trying to hug the center. He's going to try to drop out. Only problem is he gets run over. Watch this. Boom.
Keanu Neal.
Keanu Neal says, hey, get out of my way. I'm going to try to get the quarterback. Hardest hit Micah Parsons is taken all night. I love it. George Edwards is over there, Cowboys assistant coach there and coaching linebackers, and he's saying, hey, Micah, sometimes that happens.
Oh, he's got to get together with Keanu and say,
right.
listen, if I got to bail to the right in coverage, you can't blitz to the right. You got to blitz to my left.
Now they're talking it over a little. That's great.
Yeah. Intentional grounding. Offense, number 10. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul. Dallas has chosen not to take a 10-second runoff.
I was wondering about that, but I thought he might have got outside of the tackle box. He threw it to no one, but.
Watching Van Der Esch and Parsons over there, I think there's a Hard Knocks camera right behind them. And so coming to HBO very soon will be that conversation. Cameron Johnston on to punt. Reggie Davis is deep for the Cowboys with 40 seconds left here in the half.
It should be returnable if he can get under it. Nope. Good job of angling that one to the sideline.
The Aussies sent it to the sideline. So Cowboys take over on offense with precious little time left in the half. Download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV to get the latest news and analysis on your home TV. Get the latest player interviews, video podcasts, documentaries, and so much more on the Cowboys Now app.
All right, Daryl, 30 seconds remaining. Cowboys have 2 timeouts. Ball sitting at about 13. You just take a kneel down, or?
You know, I think if you got Greg Zuerlein here, maybe you try and get into field goal range just as a special part of, you know, the component of the game that you want to practice that you don't get a lot of opportunities to during training camp.
And a whistle at the snap. False start. They do have Liram Hairulahu.
False start.
I was leading you to that because you did such a good job earlier when you said his name.
And I actually was scouting Liram Hairulahu in pregame warmups, and he appeared to nail one from 57 yards.
Interesting guy. Now, again, the name is a little tough to pronounce. He said if you just kind of say hallelujah, it's good. That was him saying that.
And they give up the middle.
When you said the give up, was that give up the middle or give up? I think they just said, you know, we've seen enough of this.
Yeah.
Timeout. Houston, their first. It's a 30-second timeout. Game clock operator, please.
David Culley calling a timeout. He wants that football back.
David Culley, who became a head coach for the first time in his life here, not in the NFL, ever, at the age of 65. He'll be 66 after Houston plays their first game of the season against Jacksonville at home. But here's the deal. You say, oh, what are you going to do with the old guy? Well, the old guy, Bruce Arians, is 68. He just won a Super Bowl. Nick Saban is 69. He just won another national championship. Oh, by the way, Bill Belichick is 69. Casey Keeler, the FBS champion from Sam Houston State, the head coach there, he's 62.
And
you're not going to give Pete Carroll any?
Pete Carroll's
69. Did he hit 70?
Maybe he's in the 70s.
Yeah,
I think he is. Yeah.
But the notion that, the game has passed these guys by, well, just look at all the guys that have national championship rings or Super Bowl rings on their finger right now. Bruce Arians, Nick Saban, Casey Keeler, all of them.
And just the people he's worked with and been around. John Harbaugh, Andy Reid, that whole tree that comes out of there. So
now he's got a tough job ahead of him, though.
yes, he does. Him and Nick Caserio both.
That is a depleted roster they're working with.
Culley spent 18 years on Andy Reid's coaching staff in Philadelphia and then in Kansas City. Last couple of years in Baltimore and 2 years prior to that with Buffalo. Recruited to Vanderbilt University by Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
Oh,
downfield.
He was right. Wow.
Yeah, there's a hit to the head on Cooper Rush.
That was a ball he didn't want to throw. That was lucky not to get picked off. Houston's two defenders just knocked themselves off the ball, and we've got a Texan down.
Lonnie Johnson.
Ooh, I don't know what he saw there, being Cooper Rush.
So as they tend to Lonnie Johnson on the field, as we approach the end of the first half, 14 seconds left. Outside of that first possession, things going pretty well here in the first half. What about the second half for you, babe?
Well, it's going to be a whole bunch of guys trying to prove that they should be around on this football team. And the interesting thing, too, is before you'd say, hey, you got to make the 53. Now you have a 16-man practice squad like they did last year, Daryl. So there's a lot of spots still left, be it either active on the 53 or, again, that 16-man practice squad.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to visit with Dan Quinn, getting ready for this game, and that was one of the things
I hope
he
not
said.
in person, because he's in
over the
COVID
phone,
protocol
yeah.
now.
But he actually mentioned the fact that this is going to be a couple of emotional days coming up here for these guys. So he really talked to the guys at the bottom of that roster. 30 through 53 is what we would normally say, but now, as you pointed out, with the expanded roster, there's some more slots for these guys, but go out and go after it. So I think in the second half we're gonna see some guys, as you pointed out, trying to extend the dream here to have an opportunity to play in the NFL.
Okay, so the Cowboys with a first down now at the 30-yard line. Cooper Rush to the right side, getting out of bounds is Hardy with 9 seconds left.
What's interesting too, Daryl, is all these. Oh, we got a little scuffle going on the field here. Feel like they're at a practice session, like the Raiders and what was it? Raiders and Rams had to call off their.
Yep, they got in this week.
Fights there.
Aaron Donald said he hasn't ever been in a practice with another team where there hadn't been a fight, and that includes in Oxnard with Connor Williams.
I wanted to, I'm an old man now, but I wanted to go out there and tell Connor Williams, you might be messing with the wrong guy here.
High snap handled by Cooper Rush, and the handoff past the 35 to the 36-yard line. So we are through 1 quarter of play here at AT&T Stadium. The Cowboys have rallied from a 7-0 deficit to take a 14-7 lead on the Houston Texans. And much more to come at halftime. We're waiting. Kyle Yeomans on the sideline with an opportunity to chat with Mike McCarthy and hear what the head coach has to say about what he saw in the first half of this game. As Cooper Rush and Garrett Gilbert have both seen time at quarterback. Let's go down to the sideline now and Kyle.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. Coach, early turnover and an early touchdown. How do you feel like your team responded?
Well, I mean, obviously with the slow start, we're disjointed. I think we did a very good job getting out of the huddle there on defense, and very poor start, offensively. But I like the guy. I think we've gotten into rhythm here at the end of the first quarter and the second quarter. So looking forward to see our young guys here if we can get some more momentum. But slow start, we've picked it up, and it was a fourth down stop there and so forth. So far we're getting better, but just gotta get past the beginning.
You put together a really good drive with that first team in the offense early with the Tony Pollard touchdown. What did you see out of that offense early?
Well, I think like anything on offense, when you're able to get in and out of huddle rhythm, you keep pressing the defense. That's a big part of it. I thought Kellen was able to sustain that. You got to give Cooper. Cooper did a nice job there too. But good mix running the pass. We were actually passing the ball a little more. We're trying to give both quarterbacks some opportunities, both Garrett and Cooper. But I thought we got in a really good flow from that third series on.
Appreciate you very much, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Back to y'all.
All right, Kyle, the Mike McCarthy interview brought to you by The Main Event. Visit your neighborhood Main Event to plan your next party. Go to mainevent.com. Cowboys lead the Texans at the half, 14-7. Tonight's halftime brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. Cowboys and the Texans here in Arlington. The Miller Lite halftime stats. Rushing yards 66-43 and 111 passing. As Babe mentioned, the longest. What was that again, Babe? The longest play for the Texans?
8 yards.
8 yards.
Pass or run.
Wow.
I would say that's not a lot of big plays.
Texans will start on offense. They will try to better that in the second half.
For a team, by the way, Bill, who had the most yards per play last season, those are Houston Texans. They averaged 6.4 per play. Behind them were the Chiefs and then the Packers. So a couple of pretty good offenses behind them there, but of course that was with Deshaun Watson.
And Deshaun Watson, by the way, has been at practice, hasn't been used much at practice, and you know his situation. Davis Mills at quarterback for the Texans to start the second half. Looking downfield, and there's a gain of more than 8 yards for you, baby.
Well, there we go. I'm glad I got that in before he completed that ball. That's a really nice job here. Davis Mills just hits the back foot, a little deep in, over to the left sideline here. Watch this, a little play action, hit your back foot. Receiver puts his foot in the ground, ball's right there.
For 18 yards to Jordan Vesey.
Really nice.
And Malik Hooker was in on the stop there in the secondary for the Cowboys. Scotty Phillips run out of bounds by Jabril Cox. Malik Hooker, former first-round draft pick of the Colts, getting his first opportunity in a game this preseason. It was a late signing after coming off the Achilles injury last year. The Achilles brothers, Malik Hooker and DeMonte Casey.
Yeah, but if this works out for Dallas, what a great find. If he can get back, towards that level he was playing at for the Colts.
A playmaker at Ohio State, which is why he was a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
7 picks in 1 season. Davis Mills. It doesn't go any farther than that because of Jabril Cox, the rookie out of LSU and North Dakota State.
Jabril Cox, an impressive guy. Yeah, North Dakota State for 4 years, was basically a 4-year starter there. Went to LSU, won a bunch of national championships at North Dakota State. Went to LSU after they just won one and found out, this isn't a national championship team this year. But really good coverage guy. Had the opportunity to do the LSU Texas A&M game, and he was all over the field. Had 3 pass breakups.
Mills to the sideline, goes incomplete. Cowboys brought some heat. He got rid of it quickly.
Well, here's a stat that, still applies. Houston did not convert a 3rd down in the first half, and they were 0 for 6, and they're now 0 for 7, trying to figure out if they want to punt or not. And they finally say, yeah, let's punt this one away.
So Cameron Johnston is on to punt. Johnny Dixon deep for the Cowboys.
Johnny Dixon, he has just said, I'm not going to make the team fair catching, so you just watch. He won't let it bounce, and he will not fair catch us. But he better, because he got that Aussie punter going.
And it hits at the 1. Bounces back to the 7-yard line. Matt McBriar touch on that. Something about those Aussie kickers or punters. Cameron Johnston. Has been DiNucci time when we come back to a good. Cowboys take over on offense deep in their own end of the field, and we are back in just a moment for DiNucci.
He buried the lead. Something tells me it wasn't just a car either.
Not all signing bonuses are created equal.
Yeah.
Give to Reggie Davis in the jet sweep, and Ben DiNucci in at quarterback. Third quarterback of the night for the Cowboys. He'll get the second half. 13 out of 31 in the preseason so far. And from James Madison, started his college career at Pittsburgh.
I don't know if he is ready for that backup job, but that backup job is wide open here. Everybody's looking for workers on the go to the stores. Cowboys are hiring.
Ron Hardy gets a yard. Yeah, so Cooper Rush, which we mentioned early in the game, he was sort of the forgotten man in the quarterback battle. He's not forgotten anymore, is he?
Back in the mix.
I think that's going to be one of the more interesting things to watch play out here through the course of the preseason, is what decision is made there. Is the number 2 in the building right now, or? And there's several teams out there. You read about everything that's going on in the NFL, and that's going to be a hot market, trying to find that veteran quarterback to come in if you feel like you've got a young room behind your starter.
And nothing there for Hardy this time. It's a loss of 3 yards, and of course, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, with the salary cap, it's difficult to pay a veteran guy much money.
I don't look at the salary cap, Bill. I just look at performance. It is funny, though.
Why can't I sign that guy?
I remember when Deion Sanders came here, and I said, there's no way. They've got like $12.98. They don't have any money. And then they rework some contracts, and all of a sudden, here comes Deion Sanders. They can find a way to find some money. Free play.
There you go. DiNucci deep downfield. Aaron Parker. DiNucci gives it to Michael Irvin, first down.
Lovie Smith ain't going to be happy with that one. I mean, you get the offsides, and you let somebody get behind you on the sideline on a 3rd and 11.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Offside, defense number 96. Illegal motion, offense number 37. Those penalties offset at the previous spot. 3rd down.
So they bring it back.
That hurts, and Aaron Parker is saying, hey, I might not get a chance to catch a lot of balls. Let's not do that, fellas. Good throw, good catch. It's a shame that one's coming back.
Second-year man out of Rhode Island, Aaron Parker, who's on the Cowboys practice squad last year.
You know, sometimes you just can't get by certain things. You just can't get over it. I see DiNucci in the pocket, and that elbow drops down to his hip. And it's just hard to. But again, I see Cindy Crawford, and I say, wow, look at that mole. Right? I mean.
3rd down from the 17. Batted away, looking for Fihoko. Jonathan Owens defending.
You know, and that's one thing in these preseason games, Bill. They've run a lot of slants, a lot of those short hooks, and the defenders just jump. So they don't run double moves here. They don't run slant and goes. And I think it makes them harder.
Well, it's kind of the point you brought up with the red zone. You're going into the red zone. It's one of the more competitive parts of the field, during the course of the regular season, and you're trying to do some base stuff. So.
I mean, in regular season, you see guys jumping routes. Okay, now we're going to try to get by.
Setting stuff up.
Yep.
Alex Erickson is deep. Calls for the fair catch. Takes it at the 38-yard line. That's where the Texans will take over on offense. Ryan Anger, the former Texan, punting for the Cowboys. The Cowboys had to make a decision this week to put Hunter Nicewander on IR for the rest of the year.
That's me, man. Right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, why would you call me out like that, knowing this was going to happen? For real, though.
The rookie Micah Parsons found out early on this offseason who the chess king is in that Cowboys locker room. It is Amari Cooper. Texans on offense here as the Cowboys lead at 14-7. Davis Mills at quarterback for Houston. Over the middle, Veazey with a big hit. Applied by Malik Hooker.
That's good to see. Playing the center of the field, watching everything develop in front of him. A little bit of play action. Hold him. he recognized he's just a step later. He maybe even be able to get in there and prevent that completion from happening.
And a good legal hit in the middle of the field by Hooker, laying the wood to him. Mills flushed out, flagged down in the offensive backfield.
Holding offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
So back him up. And how about Micah versus Amari back playing some chess?
What you doing? You losing. What are you talking about? The vet made a mistake. Oh. That's checkmate, Coop.
The rookie got revenge against Amari. How about that?
What happened to card games?
Dominoes was a big thing, too.
Yeah, it was. I'll go back to backgammon, if you're old enough to remember that.
And past the 35, there's Burkhead.
Hey, that explains why he's such a good route runner. You know, you got to be, what, 3, 4, 5 moves ahead in the game of chess to be good at it. Maybe that's where Amari gets.
And patience. I always say that to be a good route runner, you got to be patient. And Amari's a very patient man. Funny here, Houston coming out. They get the penalty, so it's 1st and 20. When you're 1st and 20, you need 3 good plays to make first down now. They got 1 good one. They got about 7 of it back. Now you try to get a little more back.
And it's another flag down on this one. That's Kennedy defending.
False start, so this play technically never happened.
But a chance to watch number 31, the veteran Maurice Kennedy, the former Baltimore Raven who opted out last year.
They're talking to Mike McCarthy if he wants to take the penalty, but if it's a false start, he wouldn't have that option. Again.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 89 covered up the end receiver. That penalty is declined. It's 3rd down.
There we go. That's why they're able to decline it. Again, Houston still looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the football game, and this is one it's not going to be easy at 3rd and 14.
Jabril Cox coming on the blitz. He wasn't the only one. Darian Thompson as well.
2 ways to play it here, Darryl. You play back on 3rd and 14, let it complete underneath, and you go make the tackle, or you do what the Cowboys did.
Yeah, bring a little bit of pressure. And the big thing is the eyes. They've got guys walked up into formation that back out. Luke Gifford backs out, and then you're bringing secondary players into those gaps. So really challenging the assignments and the eyes of the Houston offensive line and running backs for their pass protection.
And there's Jabril Cox as part of that again, along with Darian Thompson there, number 23. I'm impressed by Jabril Cox. Really good pickup in the 4th round.
Reggie Davis with some running room.
It was exciting. Ran a long way.
Yep. 48 yards on the punt. Reggie Davis ran a long way towards the Cowboys sideline anyway. Back at AT&T Stadium, this art piece located in the Northeast Monumental Staircase, Blue Field Explosions, captures what happens on Sundays or Saturday nights here at AT&T Stadium. Art tours can be scheduled by calling 817-892-TOURS. Cowboys up by 7. Number 7 in at quarterback, Ben DiNucci. Using his feet. He throws incomplete, looking for Nick Edwards.
One thing Ben DiNucci can do is move. He's a really good athlete. He's got Simi Fehoko down the middle of the field. He just doesn't have enough time to get him here. And right here, he really needs to just throw that ball into the stands, Darryl, once he's outside. You don't want to take a chance on that play at the end. But you got to get out there. You got to do it. You got to play. You got to have the coaches come back, coach you in the tape, but they will tell them, just throw that away.
A great opportunity for DiNucci here this preseason, actually being able to play in games. Let's go down to the sideline. Kyle Yeomans with us, another special guest.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Now joined by edge rusher Randy Gregory. And Randy, first off, you've been around Cowboys Nation for a little bit. How nice is it to be back in front of a full crowd?
It's nice. It's not as full as it should be. It'll be there for regular season, but it's nice to go out here and play in front of somebody.
Now, with an offseason, of course, like you've had, where there are a lot of high expectations, what's the key to keeping the focus going into a season with such lofty expectations?
No, we just got to, or at least for me, I got to stay locked in on the playbook, know what I'm doing out there, and
looks like that one
hopefully prevent that from happening, you know?
So we're going to stay with it, I guess, here for the coming seconds. But just really quickly to wrap things up, what is the mindset for this defense going into the regular season to make sure that things are different than 2020?
No, we just got to be dogs out there. You know, we got to trust and believe in each other, believe in the scheme. And we'll be all right. I think we've shown that so far in this preseason. We've shown it in practice, certainly. And guys just got to stay locked in and really believe in the process. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it's really what you have to do. And really expect guys to do that.
Appreciate you taking some time, Randy.
Thank you.
Back to the booth.
All right, thanks to Randy and Kyle on the sideline. That was Lonnie Johnson with a 52-yard pick six. To bring the Texans to within one at 14-13 with the extra point to come here. We await the extra point, and Mike McCarthy talking with Ben DiNucci on the sideline.
Right here, it's trying to get that deep crosser here, and it's kind of a duck and cover right there, but DiNucci just throws it, ducks down. This is not a wise decision there.
And the extra point by Fairbairn is good, and we are all tied up at 14 here in Arlington after DiNucci throws the pick six. Lonnie Johnson into the end zone.
All right, we go back to the interception. That's Reggie Davis. He's just coming in a deep over route here. And DiNucci just throws a bad ball. And I don't get Darryl. He kind of throws it and then ducks down.
Well, he's standing in the pocket. He's going to get hit. I think this goes back to what you talked about on a couple plays previous to this, when he was moving to his left, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to make a throw. And here it's a little bit behind. Yeah. Gets tipped. Lonnie Johnson is there to clean everything up. But you've got to understand, when there's an opportunity to make a play, and when you just gotta take what's out there and move on to the next play.
Johnny Dixon trying to make a play. Flag down as he gets out to the 30-yard line.
The last part about that is if you're going to miss, you got to miss outside. Miss to the sideline, it's an incompletion. Miss inside, it's an interception. And again, you got to remind yourself. And
during the return, holding, return team number 81. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
DiNucci just hasn't played a lot of football.
And we're back after this from Lucas Oil.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Lucas Oil, the official oil of the Dallas Cowboys.
So DiNucci backed up inside his 10-yard line all the way to the 8 now after the penalty on Fihoko on the kick return. Fihoko with the catch to the 15.
And Dale, I've always believed the best thing about throwing a pick six is you get the ball back. Right? I mean,
go try again.
More plays. You look at it too. Cowboys have given up 112 total yards of offense. Houston has scored after the fumble by Garrett Gilbert and now the pick six there. Houston has done nothing offensively, and yet they're in a 14-14 ball game. They've done less than nothing offensively.
Brandon Knox Knocks a defender down as he bounces to the outside and gets the first down. Get a behind-the-scenes look at AT&T Stadium with a VIP self-guided or art tour. Stadium tours available daily. For more info and to purchase tours, visit attstadium.com/tours. Kellen Moore on the Cowboys sideline. He had some opportunities in the offseason. Boise State was open, his alma mater. Cowboys signed him long-term. Nucci sidearms it to Fihoko. Has a first down up to the 43-yard line.
Sidearm does not do that justice. Go ahead, Dale.
That's pretty impressive right there. And you're seeing, just in his short time playing already, all the different launch angles that Ben DiNucci is throwing from. And, there's a little bit in his game. It's obviously this guy's is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but there's a little Favre in there.
You didn't just do that, did you? You did that, did you?
I did.
Well, Mike McCarthy coached Favre once upon a time.
All right, you mentioned Favre. Is there some Romo there with the new
Daryl?
No, I don't think. I see more of the that
Romo,
personality of Brett.
Rookie Romo. Yeah.
Well, you're trying to get noticed, right? I mean, this whole job is wide open. The backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is wide open at this point, and but you've got to have that balance, because one of the things that the coach is going to be looking for is the decision making. You don't want to be too aggressive in what you're trying to do out there playing that position, and that seems to be the thing that's gotten Ben into a little bit of trouble here a couple of times tonight.
Talked about Favre. How about Mike McCarthy? How he has led a charmed life. When your first quarterback is Brett Favre, and then your next one is Aaron Rodgers as a head coach. That's pretty good.
Well, and it's funny because one of the things that he's really trying to kind of lock down this year is the whole preparation, getting the team ready to play during the course of the week. And he talked about how much responsibility that falls on the quarterback, of making sure that practice is clean and there's no footballs on the ground. And he really feels like he's going to have that opportunity with Dak.
DiNucci escapes, has a first down.
There's a nice play. That's a nice play. 3rd and 3, and just go get it yourself.
Yeah, you talked about the athleticism that he has, Babe, and it's you check, you see the coverage, and that's the thing, the quick decisions. When you see it and it's not there, 9 times out of 10 for the quarterback, if you make that decision quick, you're going to have an opportunity to get some positive yards.
And that's knowing you're down in distance. 3rd and 13, probably don't want to do that. 3rd and 3, do just what he did.
Fullback in there. Behind the fullback, nothing there for Brendan Knox. You mentioned McCarthy having coached Favre and Rodgers in Green Bay, and Daryl, what you're talking about as far as practice running smoothly. You see that in Dak Prescott. Back in your day, Troy, he wouldn't put up with a practice that wasn't run crisply.
No, and it's one of the things that Mike McCarthy really looks at when you have that franchise quarterback. That's part of the responsibility, is once you get to that elite level, now it's not just how you perform on Sunday, it's how you lead Monday through Saturday. And he sees all those same things from Dak Prescott.
And down goes DiNucci. It's DeMarcus Walker for the Texans.
We talk about Troy and lead in practice, Daryl, and making sure things were running right. And there were many people who thought they went to training camp that Troy was also the backup punter, because there were a few balls that would get punted from time to time from Mr. Aikman, were there not?
Well, you never know when you want to throw a quick kick in there from time to time.
There we go. He's going to be ready. Yeah, that sack. I always say sacks either end drives on 3rd down, or they make it really hard to pick them up, and that's a great example. Now you got 3rd and 18.
And going downfield near the 40-yard line. Reggie Davis.
They'll go for it. They'll go for it. They got nothing better to do. Oh, maybe wrong. See the punt team come out. Yeah.
Yes, it is Brian Anger, the punter.
Now, if it were the regular season, you would be worried about the possibility of a fake punt, would you not?
You could show that. You know, there's that other perspective where you do some unconventional things in preseason to make people prepare for them once the regular season starts.
I think they did enough of the unconventional stuff last year where they're preparing for it anyway.
They're already ready for that?
Yeah. Texans will take over at the 10-yard line. Time to recognize tonight's Bank of America Defensive Featured Player of the Game. And tonight's player is number 31, Maurice Kennedy. In his 5th year out of Virginia, Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys.
He has had himself a good camp, and it gets back to Darryl again. I don't know how many impact players they have on defense, but they have a lot of depth, and this is one of the guys that may provide it.
Yeah, one of the things that everybody's been talking about this year, and really the competition that has created, especially in the secondary. And you know, you mentioned it when we were talking before the game that, you know, is there that one, you know, game wrecker in the secondary? Not yet. There's a couple that could be trending that way, but really solid, you know, across the board.
Davis Mills down the middle. And a pickup past the 35-yard line to Chris Moore.
Going up against the Cowboys' 2nd-round pick, Kelvin Joseph. There you see him at the top of the screen, number 24. It's just a simple over route. Ran away from him. Kelvin Joseph, the ball's a little bit behind there, so you'd like for your corner to be close enough that if the ball's thrown a little behind, you can get a hand in on it, but just too big of a gap there for Kelvin Joseph to not only close the gap, but then try to find the football.
Clock winds down here in the 3rd quarter, down under 5 seconds. Movement before the snap and a whistle.
This one's going against the Cowboys.
Offside. Defense number 99, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty remains, 1st down.
They get Justin Hamilton that time. With 2 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And the clock will run out here in the 3rd. A tie game headed to the 4th here at AT&T Stadium. Osa Odigizua, very important position in Dan Quinn's defense, that under tackle, the 3 technique with Neville Gallimore out. A lot of eyes on Odigizua tonight.
Cowboys had 3 third-round picks. Odigizua was the top third-round pick for the Cowboys. And I think one thing too, Darryl, he's 23 years old. He was 5 years at UCLA. I think that makes a difference. You're a little more mature physically, emotionally, and he's done a nice job in the preseason.
Yeah, and I think the mental part too. You know, that's going to be a big role for him as well, and just the ability to keep grinding in there, understanding that it's a rotation when you're talking about the position he's in, and he will get quality snaps through the season and to take advantage of every opportunity.
1st and 5 for Davis Mills and the Texans. Over the middle, it's complete, and that's the former Texas Tech Red Raider, Kiki Cutie.
Love the name. Davis Mills is doing a really nice job here for Houston. I liked him coming out at Stanford. Now, he didn't play a whole lot of football. I thought if I was advising him, which he never did call me, mainly because he doesn't have my number, but I don't pick up the phone anyway. I would have said stay another year, get a full year under your belt. Started about 11 games out there at Stanford. Had a knee injury his freshman year, but really a talented player.
Yeah, last year with the pandemic, only 5 games played for Davis Mills. The previous year, 8 games.
Yeah.
So he basically only played 1 season, all told.
When you come back to it, this was the top-ranked quarterback coming out of high school. Top-ranked pocket passer. So he's got some credentials. Again, I would have liked to have seen him at that position, stay another year. You're in a pro-style offense. Great coaching there with David Shaw at Stanford. But here he is, and certainly playing well tonight, saying, hey, who needs college?
On the 31-yard line. And near the 1st down marker. Don't miss your chance to see the Cowboys live here at AT&T Stadium this season when the Giants, Eagles, Raiders, Broncos, and more come to Arlington. Get your tickets now at DallasCowboys.com. NFL.com. You know, in Davis Mills, he was drafted, third round, and there was a run of quarterbacks at that point in the draft, wasn't there?
As there usually is. At some point in those middle rounds, they say, okay, somebody goes, and then they all go. Kyle Trask was taken by Tampa Bay at 64. Kellen Mond, Texas A&M quarterback, of course, at 66. And then right behind Kellen Mond at 67 was Davis Mills.
And he turns out he's in a really good situation here in Houston as he gives up the middle to about the 20-yard line as he got a veteran, Tyrod Taylor, as the starter right now, and he can learn, develop in the NFL with that limited college experience.
And I think just to Babe's point with David Culley there, you know, just having the opportunity to be under him and everybody that David Culley has been exposed to on the offensive side of the ball throughout his career, he's going to get an opportunity, you know, to be a part of a unique offense.
Running the ball again and nothing there. Justin Hamilton with the stop on Darius Jackson, former Cowboys 6th-round draft pick, number 40 for the Texans.
Darius Jackson had 3 stints with the Cowboys, as you said, former 6th-rounder. 3 times in Dallas, 2 times in Indy. If you ever meet the kid, just a really nice kid, had some knee injuries that really set his career back, and here he was trying to make the Houston Texans. And I, for one, Bill, am pulling for him.
Out of Eastern Michigan, Darius Jackson. Under pressure is Mills. Incomplete on the 3rd down play.
Houston still pitching an offer, Darrell, on 3rd down.
Yeah, and again, it's just some of these pre-snap looks, right? Luke Gifford now walked up over center like we've seen Micah Parsons all night. Is he coming? Is he staying? I mean, the center turns to help the guard out. And what are you doing? You're turning the guy loose right to the quarterback.
As you said, they've seen Micah Parsons come up, mug, get in there, try to hold that center from getting out, and then he bails out. This time, he said, I'm not going to bother with that. I know he's bailing, and here comes Luke Gifford.
Amy Fairbairn, 87% on his field goals last year from 38 yards away, right down the middle, and the Texans have taken the lead on the Cowboys, 17-14 here in the 4th.
All right, Bill and Darrell, I'm always interested in the way guys grip the football. There you see Dak Prescott. Look at that index finger almost to the tip of the ball. It's Garrett Gilbert, of course, on the right. A little more what you expect. And you look at the thing. Now, my hands, I had Will McClay measure them because I never knew how big my hands were. We weren't in that era of how big are your hands. Well, they're 10.5, which are pretty big. So I had the grip about right there. Darrell, let me see what you...
I'd struggle with the pinky.
Oh, look at the pinky.
Would be able to lock that on.
Look at that. How do you do that? How do you get it to turn at a 45-degree angle like that?
That's a fullback pinky.
Wouldn't it be great if you're teaching a kid how to throw and you say, okay, and I need you to, like, oh, geez, I can't. Here,
how do you get your pinky to work like?
Let me just break it for you.
Kickoff taken by the Cowboys. Reggie Davis.
So I've had a number of guys, I've asked people, hey, how do you grip it? You ever change your grip, right? Anybody ever talked to you about changing your grip? I asked Troy Aikman, anybody ever change your grip? He said once. He was coming out of high school. He went to Barry Switzer's camp as like a junior in high school, and Barry tried to change it. I said, they ran the wishbone. Then he goes to Jimmy's camp. How about this? Troy got like camper of the week. Jimmy was at Oklahoma State, and Troy was Jimmy's #1 recruit at that time, Darrell. And I said, they had engraved your name on the trophy when you came to the camp because Jimmy's trying to get you. And, oh, look at Troy. He won camper of the week. I love that. I think he also had a part-time job at Hooters. You see the shorts?
Yeah, a little short. Back in the day.
Troy was he was humongous. I mean, he looked like Andy Reid at the punt, pass, and kick competition.
He did. There's a reason why he was Jimmy's #1 recruit. The guy was mammoth. He's a quarterback.
Ben DiNucci rolling out. And sidearms it out to Nick Edwards. Let's go down to the sideline, Kyle. Kyle
Back
Yeomans
here on the sidelines. Thank you very much. Sorry about that, Bill. Trayvon Diggs joining us here in the middle of the 4th quarter. And Trayvon, first off, Appreciate you taking some time. Secondly, you got some time with your first-string defense. What was that like tonight?
It was fun. I had a lot of fun going out there, just, executing with the guys, flying around, just getting that team feel, getting ready for the game. So it was fun. I enjoyed it.
How much do these snaps really matter for a guy like you who doesn't get a ton of preseason snaps, but it's a live look nonetheless?
I think it matters a lot. Just you want to see how you're going to be in the game, how everything feels, just getting back into things and, going against somebody else other than your team. So, you need those snaps. Like, you really do need those snaps. So I appreciate what I get, and, I'm going to just keep going with that.
How much does this young cornerback group kind of compare to the team that you had last year? Because there's a lot of talent in that room this year.
Yeah, I feel like it creates competition in the room. Everybody just being competitive, just trying to out-compete everybody. Got some young guys that's really talented, can go get the ball fast, quick, and all that. So, it just creates competition in the room and just brings us closer together, honestly. And everyone want to help each other out. It creates a winning environment, I feel like.
Well, I appreciate you taking some time, Trayvon.
Problem.
Good luck this year. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks to Kyle and Trayvon. There's the fullback on the 3rd and 1 trying to get the yardage. Nick Ralston.
And he got it. Second, 3rd down conversion
2 for 2.
for Nick Ralston.
There you
just
go.
give it to the fullback.
Move those chains.
I did always used to laugh, Darryl. They give you one carry on the fullback belly, and it looked like they had prepared for it all week. I mean, Emmett's running right, left, toss right, then they go the fullback belly. It looked like they'd been just working on it all week long. But you made the first down.
I'll tell you why.
Okay, good. You always got the first down.
Hardy to back to the line of scrimmage. Grab your Drew Pearson Miller Lite cans in stores today. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, on those plays, I would come back to the huddle and say, how about a little bit more effort up front? And they would say, hey, you're not going to be breaking any long runs. So that we always, take a little breather. Take a little breather with it.
They should work harder for you.
Exactly.
Knowing,
I need more help.
I didn't get the ball a whole lot. Let's go.
That's the guy that had the touchdown catch last week, Brandon Smith.
That's funny. We just heard from Drew Pearson, and again, go back to the Hall of Fame ceremony a couple of weeks ago, and Drew Pearson undrafted, Cliff Harris undrafted,
amazing.
Jimmy Johnson, 1-15 his first year as a head coach. And you circle any of those guys when they started out as saying, well, there's a Hall of Famer.
Well, Wichita Baptist is just a football factory down there in Arkansas.
I love it. Hey, they got the Cliff Harris Award.
I believe the stadium in Arkadelphia
is
Cliff Harris Stadium. DiNucci to the 30.
Another 3rd down pickup there. I'll give you another one. Randy White, who obviously one of the great defensive linemen of all time.
All time.
He made one start in his first 2 years, Darryl. One start. Then when they started him, he made 9 straight Pro Bowls.
Of course, when Randy first came to the Cowboys, they thought he might be Leroy Jordan's replacement at middle linebacker. Brandon Smith makes a little move, gets a couple of extra yards out of bounds at the 35.
Story I always tell about Randy White, about just how great he was. When I get to Washington as a rookie in 1983, when we're doing cards, Darryl, and going against the Dallas defense, they put the bonnet, they put a little head cap on one guy, and it was 54. So the Cowboys had Ed Jones, they had Harvey Martin, they had all these great players, but the one guy that Joe Gibbs was not going to let take over the game was 54, Randy White. But what happened? Randy took over the game anyway. I mean, that's how good he was.
And nothing there, a couple of yards lost for Brendan Knox. One of the issues the Cowboys have to decide on in the next week or two is the swing tackle. How about Terrence Steele, second-year man out of Texas Tech, another undrafted guy.
Yeah, kind of rebuilt his body a little bit in the offseason, got into the weight room, and I asked Nate Newton about that, and I said, why do guys get here? I mean, they have weight rooms in college. He said, you go up against guys and you realize, I got to get stronger, and that's what happened with Terrence Steele.
And DiNucci finds a man.
Oh, Cyrus Mitchell takes a big shot and hangs on to the football. Now, he has not got a lot of playing time, but This is a heck of a catch right here. DiNucci does a good job of working all the way back to the other side of the field. DiNucci starts on the left side, and his progression takes him. Watch this. Watch DiNucci's head. Very nice.
Cyrus Mitchell out of Mississippi State, the rookie. College free agent. Past midfield down to near the 45-yard line.
Getting back to that swing tackle situation, Ty Nsekhe is always been a guy that we've seen him around the NFL. He's always been a guy when we've had games when Ty has played. He's always done a nice job. He's always been able to come in and hold down that spot. So I know Terrence Steele is now trending upwards, but I think it'll be interesting to see what happens at that position, because it's one of those ones that's critical, especially with Tyron, the way he's progressed in his career and some of the injuries he's had the last few seasons, to make sure you've got somebody there that can come down in and man down that left tackle, that right tackle spot.
Oh,
that's not good.
Picked off Jonathan Owens of the Texans. Just as DiNucci gets the offense moving, it comes to a standstill there.
This was kind of just throw it, and he didn't know where he was throwing it this time.
And the Texans will take over on offense. The Reliant Bring the Energy Defensive Player of the Game. How about Jabril Cox, a rookie out of LSU?
Not just the coverage ability that you see on that play, but I like the first one when he's kind of the vision to be able to see through it. Again, we're seeing these linebackers rushing the quarterback quite a bit.
I'll be really surprised, Darryl, if he doesn't work his way into that nickel package, third down. He's just an outstanding coverage guy. And then the other thing that affords you, it gives you a bigger guy in there on third down if the other team decides they want to run the ball.
Reliant and NRG Company. Jeff Driscoll, the veteran in at quarterback. Let's go down to the sideline. Kyle Yeomans.
Thank you very much, Bill. Now joined by Zach Martin. And Zach, first preseason action for you today. How nice was it to get back out there?
Yeah, it was just good to be back on the field with the guys. And for me, it's been a while. So it was just good to kind of knock the rust off a little bit and see some different guys out there.
I asked this to Trayvon Diggs, who, of course, is still in his second year. You've had a couple more underneath you, but how important are these snaps to kind of get back into a rhythm?
Oh, they're huge. And I think, last year, obviously not having them, we felt it a little bit. And but just to get out here, go against someone other than the guys on your team and just kind of feel that real game action is great.
And kind of going along those same lines of having the guys back around you, how nice is it to have guys like Tyron Smith and Lyle Collins back and healthy?
Yeah, it's great. We went through our ups and downs last year with injuries, but we got our guys back. And, the positive of last year was we got a lot of guys with a lot of snaps. So love our depth there on the offensive line. And, yeah.
You mentioned that depth, and you've said it on a couple of occasions. You feel like it's better this year than it has been in the past. Is that still the case after training camp and after 3 preseason games?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, we've got a ton of guys who have, a bunch of live game snaps, and, there's nothing like those game reps. And so it's great to have those guys. If their number's called, they'll be ready to go.
Appreciate you, Zach.
Yep, thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Kyle and Zach. And the screen pass to the wide receiver, Alex Erickson. Gets the first down for the Texans, moves the chains.
Again, it's the Cowboys offense that has given the Houston team life. Really, both touchdowns coming off of Cowboys turnovers. The one obviously an interception taken in for a touchdown, and the other the fumble that led to a short drive by Houston.
It's still, I mean, year after year, right? It's the most consistent statistic that leads to winning football games is that turnover margin. And the pick sixes are, I mean, they're doubly deadly.
I'm not sure it was always like that. Go back to the NFC Championship game, right? Cowboys, 49ers, the Joe Montana, Danny White game, not your game, and there were 9 turnovers in that game. Joe Montana threw 3 interceptions, and they fumbled twice, and stuff now you'd never win the football game. But at that, it was different. But now you're exactly right. All you have to do, you don't have to look at score or anything. Just look at the turnover differential, and you pretty much know who won the game.
Okay, Ben DiNucci, the quarterback here in the second half of the Cowboys, alongside Doug Nussmeier. And this was DiNucci's first pick that was taken back by Lonnie Johnson, a pick 6 that tied the game at 14. And then later, just in the last possession, it was Shaheem Carter who came up with the interception.
Yeah, and he didn't read that Carter is over the man in the slot. That's the one guy you got to read. Where's he going? Is he dropping back or is he going to the flat? He goes to the flat. DiNucci never sees it. He doesn't read it out and gets picked off.
Now Driscoll going to run the football. And he'll move the sticks again there. With the quarterback run.
A couple of big ones on this series here. They started off this series with a similar play with Driscoll taking it around the left side.
So what are they talking about over there, Daryl? What are they doing? You tell me. What goes on? Where we're going to eat? They're into the game.
Did you make it out all right? You're healthy? No nicks?
Yeah.
All right, good, good.
Of course, I'd say, of course I got no nicks. I didn't get in the game, Daryl.
From the 10-yard line, Jeff Driscoll. Buddy Howe. Run the clock as we're just over 2 minutes to play.
Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout. Talk about getting in the game and how things have changed, Daryl. You remember your rookie year, we're up at Denver. John Elway's playing in overtime, right?
Yeah. Came off the bench, came back in.
Back when the starters played a long time. WinStar World Casino and Resort, proud to be the official casino of the Dallas Cowboys with the play of the game. Tony Pollard back in the first quarter. First touchdown.
Excuse me, that's going to be a nice 1-2 punch, Daryl, with Ezekiel Elliott hoping to return back to the form that he was in previous to last year, and then Tony Pollard.
But the big thing for Ezekiel, I think, is it's just being clean without those fumbles. I think those fumbles really impacted him last season.
Texans 2nd and 6. 2:24 left here. Try that quarterback run again. Got a yard this time. As Kelvin Joseph comes up to make the tackle.
Mike McCarthy takes another timeout. All right, let's go back to the DiNucci interception here, and I'll show you exactly what happened. Here's the guy you got to read. Right here. If he drops back, you know you got the outside route. If he comes, you got to see that. So DiNucci never reads it. He goes out to the flat, passes his man off, and there's your interception. Gotta just read that guy. Second man in from the right. He's going to tell you where to go with the football.
And DiNucci has not had an opportunity since then.
He wants to get the ball back.
All right, it's 3rd down. What are the Texans on 3rd down? They are 0 for the night.
That's incredible.
0 for 9. Looking for Jordan Vesey. Kelvin Joseph defending.
Vesey didn't look like he ever saw the football. He's looking up to see. He's got a little fade route here. Yeah, I don't think he ever saw this ball.
Little handsy there. I mean, don't give the officials an opportunity to throw that flag, especially in the end zone on 3rd down.
Well, Kelvin Joseph last week against Arizona, 3rd and 14. He picked up the holding call there that gave him an automatic first down. Ben DiNucci is going to have a chance to win this game with a touchdown.
Fairbairn, field goal attempt. And it is good. And the Texans add to their lead. It's a 6-point lead for Houston over Dallas with 2:10 to play. And Babe, by the sound of what you just said, you're expecting Ben DiNucci to do big things here in the last 2 minutes of this game.
No, I said he needs to score a touchdown. I didn't say he would, but I do think this is right up his alley. 2:10 left. Game's going to get a little loose here, Daryl. He's going to get a scramble around, hit guys on the run. Houston's going to play a little soft defense. I really do think it's right up his alley.
Yeah, just kind of watching him this evening, it's kind of that all or nothing style of player, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's going to be some, what were you thinking moments, but then some of those are going to make it through and turn out to be positive plays. So this should be interesting down the stretch here with Ben DiNucci behind center.
Well, he's got the 2 interceptions, and this is a chance to kind of redeem himself right here. And hey, this guy is a confident guy. I mean, he is confident. Now,
short-term memory?
Well,
what 2 interceptions?
Bill Parcells used to always say, confidence is born of demonstrated ability. So
I had a flashback to when Parcells used to talk about Romo. This guy, Romo.
And, I like him, but I want to kill him sometimes. I always remember that one. I wanted to tell Coach Parcells, they like you too, but they also want to kill you from time to time.
Fairbairn will not give the Cowboys an opportunity to return the kickoff. And so from the 25-yard line, Ben DiNucci, second-year man out of James Madison, who played in an FCS National Championship game in Frisco.
Sure did.
A couple of years ago.
Who did they play?
They play the team that always plays in the National Championship game, it seems like. North Dakota State. Jabril Cox in North Dakota State.
It's like the FCS National Championship game. It's just like, okay, it's in Indy. Who is Alabama playing this year? Before the season starts. That's like North Dakota State. But Sam Houston State is your champion this year, by the way.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and under pressure and brought down is DiNucci. And that is a big sack by the Texans. Roy Lopez, the rookie out of Arizona. Tonight's Skycam brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. And does Skycam ever have some great pictures to show you here in the final 2 minutes of this game?
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out about those pictures. All right, Ben DiNucci, do your thing. 2 minutes. You need a touchdown, and you need about 84 yards. 86 make that. 86.
86 after the 11-yard sack by Roy Lopez made it 2nd and 21. Jaquan Hardy stopped at the 20-yard line. Pick up a 6.
He's going to be a good friend to you right now. I want to tell Ben DiNucci, look, they're going to be playing back. Don't force the ball down the field. You got enough time. Just get it to 37. I love Jaquan Hardy. He's going to make some plays for you.
3rd and 15. There he is again, Hardy. And it's going to bring up a 4th and about 8.
Now you got to get it downfield. That sack just a killer. Again, once that happens, you need 3 good plays. Here's your ball game.
Right here, 4th and 8. And DiNucci has his man. And that is Osiris Mitchell.
There's a flag back in the pocket.
Oh, flag back in the pocket.
Osiris Mitchell with a couple of big catches today.
Illegal use of hands to the face defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. First down.
Shaq Lawson.
Shaq Lawson, he's still in the game?
Wow, it said 93, didn't it?
All right, now here's, again, you have no timeouts, but there's a lot more time with 1:12 than you think. You can stop the clock with a spike, you get out of bounds, don't have to force anything.
Hardy gets out of bounds.
Here's the sack. Good.
Well, he's following your instructions.
Well,
he's being more patient here.
When you get it down to about 30 seconds or thereabouts, now you got to think a little bit differently. But right now, again, Houston's going to be playing in a soft, prevent defense, trying to keep everything in front of them. Don't need to force anything just yet. You got 1:05. That's a lot of time.
Even without any timeouts. 2nd and 6. And over the middle and picked. Terrence Brooks
Yeah, I think you're going right back to that play that you completed on the 4th down, and you're just anticipating it to be defended the same way, and it's not. And again, very similar to that first interception he threw.
Trying to throw the ball into a hole here up top. There it is. Just no chance on that one. And you see the underneath coverage just squatting, looking at DiNucci, playing zone, waiting for the ball to come out.
And Babe does it.
He didn't even intercept it. He tips it.
The reaction on the sideline comes back to patience, Babe, on that.
Yeah, just
57 seconds left still.
And quite honestly, just a bad read there. You got the defender sitting right in the hole. You got to come down, drop it off. You had a receiver open on the left. Again, hey, let me be the first to tell you. Ben DiNucci is a young guy, has not played a bunch, did not have an off season last year, didn't have a preseason game. So he's really basically a rookie going out there. So he'll get better. But again, the decision making was not good, Daryl. That's what concerns you most.
It does. It does. I mean, you can see the confidence. You can see he's a gamer. He loves playing the quarterback position, but he's got to dial it back. He has to understand the situation, and I think that's a great point by you, not having that opportunity last year and really being maybe a rookie this year in a lot of people's eyes. You just don't have that decision making yet that you have to have at this level. It's always good to come back and snap the ball again.
Yep.
Daryl, it's been great having you in the booth this week.
I always look forward to this.
Fantastic.
One a year. It's always great. It's
Well,
always great. Knock a little bit of rust off.
Have a great season on Fox.
Thank you.
Moose Johnston.
You guys have a great season as well.
Babe and I will be back next week, and Michael Irvin, the playmaker, in the booth to close out the preseason against the Jacksonville Jaguars next Sunday at noon. Thanks for joining us for Dallas Cowboys football.